Hi everyone, this week I'm going to be talking about the very topical and relevant theme of internet misogyny, trolling and hate speech on the internet. Basically, as a general rule of thumb, I go by no sexism, no racism, ableism, homophobia or any hate speech, anything at all. It's now made it onto my bedroom wall. And I don't see any reason why the same can't be applied to any spaces that I control on the internet. The idea of a safe space is really interesting to me. I was introduced to it a little while ago and I didn't realise how multifaceted it was, how much you really have to think about how your safe space, your idea of safe space, relates to other people's ideas, because your idea doesn't necessarily mean that others feel safe in it. As a woman who's conscious of the problem of what some people call mansplaining, or the idea that men use their male privilege to talk over the opinions and experiences of women, often unbeknownst to them, I often find it difficult to uphold a safe space in every situation of my life. I understand that outside influences make it impossible to have a safe space. I can just be in a bubble all the time. I've sort of come up with an analogy that sort of explains my feelings about specifically internet trolling and misogyny over the internet based on expression of people's opinions, and this is at my dinner table. At my dinner table, I often feel that even though they're my family, because my opinions are quite sometimes controversial and they basically go against patriarchal norms, I'm likely to be interrupted or dismissed because my opinion is often challenging and people don't want to hear that what they think and see as normal and right is wrong, or they don't like to hear that I think that it's wrong. In most cases, the things that I talk about do not affect men in the same way as they do women, and I'm often told in real life that my opinions are reactionary, provocative, over-emotional or whiny. And this leads to the feeling that I can't voice my thoughts on issues because I'll initially just be shot down and inevitably silenced without any reasonable debate, and sometimes, depending on how bad a mood everyone is in, personal comments will be made about me and everyone will get really cross and the dinner will end in silence. Basically, online, the exact same thing happens to women all the time. Except this time, snide remarks become threats of physical abuse, sexual harassment and just plain old hate speech, the perpetrators of which are often cloaked by the handy anonymous button, so they can't be called out on. All it does is add to this shitload of pressure that is telling me to stop talking and be quiet and be passive and let things slide, and I fucking refuse to do that. This form of misogyny is particularly virile because there is so little control over what you receive. It's the opinion of some that if you allow comments and responses to be made to your content online, then you should have to just deal with the consequences and inevitable negative backlash. But what makes this different to other types of internet trolling, so somebody will deliberately derail an argument or just riling people, it's the use of sexist and hateful language, which, hey, big crazy new idea here, nobody has to deal with if they don't want to. Aside from just being offensive and unnecessary, comments such as these could be potentially triggering for some people, as we've discussed in videos this week, and even if this is not the case, threats towards women of a violent nature, threats towards anybody, but specifically women, should never be treated lightly. If you're someone with a thick skin and a devil-may-care attitude, and you're also 100% confident about your safety all of the time, then you know what? Well done you. As a woman, I've been taught and I've learnt to fear attack or abuse at any given time, ever. And threats on the internet may seem harmless to some, but they're pretty fucking real to other people. It is never okay to make someone feel unsafe or repress their opinions in a violent or abusive way. It just isn't. Like the other dames, I would love to hear about your personal experiences of gender-related internet abuse, so comment it up. Also, do you find it difficult as a woman to have structured and civilised debate because you feel that you'll either be talked over or ignored or attacked and insulted? Third question, safe spaces in real life. Do you have a place where you feel 100% safe to talk to others about your opinions without being triggered or have to deal with personal negative comments? Do you have one? Would you like one? Advice on how to create one? Comments. Fourth question, if you're someone who regularly engages in internet debate, and personally I find I often avoid it because I've got a heart of a lion and not very thick skin, actively aware of the effect that your comments have on other people? Or was it an issue that you hadn't thought of before? I'm assuming all our subscribers are polite, conscientious interwebers. Anyway,